A new day has dawned. A new people has awakened. Ignorance is now a fading memory of the past. No longer will we the people sit in silence and watch our beloved Bahamas disintegrate to crime, greed, and petty politics. Controversy TV, Season 6. No fair, no fair, no fair. It's on, it's on. Hi, and welcome to episode 3 of a brand new season of Controversy TV. Is the Prime Minister confused and senile like the opposition members and third-party candidates are saying? Is everything he has done for the growth and development of the Bahamas wrong, destructful, sellout, like the PLP and NDP are saying? Is the media responsible for the frenzy that's being created over the Bahama deal, the roadworks and the sale of BTC? Does the media themselves want HAI gone, or is everything stated factual? Are the Bahamian people really against the transactions, or is it a handful of troublemakers, along with the plan of the opposition to dethrone the Ingram's government? You the Bahamian people, the beloved watchers of Controversy TV, let's talk on an honest show where I allow NDPs, FNMs and PLPs, woman, boy, girl, cat or dog, voice to be heard. So today we are here in the Barbershop. This is where you get the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
So help me God.
Talking to my good friend, Mr. Calvin. How you doing, man?
All right.
We got to close shop today because we got some issues we got to talk about.
Plenty issues. Well, I agree with that.
Well, look into that camera right there and let the Bahamian people know who's on Controversy TV tonight.
A.K.A. Calvin Marshall.
And Mr. Jelani Cartwright is here from Stories. He's getting his hair done. Jelani, you have to contribute to this conversation. Cameraman, give Jelani a mic. Or he has it already? You have your mic already?
Good to go.
We are talking about the sale of BTC. But before we go there, I just want to say happy birthday to me. It's Thursday and you all are watching this, but when we taped it, it was my birthday.
Don't call the age, please. You're too late. You can buy that.
As a matter of fact, I heard my age fell. My age fell, but I won't tell them what my age is.
Okay. Yeah.
But we are talking about the sale of BTC. Calvin, what's your response to that?
My take on the sale of BTC is I felt he could have given the Bahamian a chance to own it first, and if they fail in 5 to 6 years, then he could have sold it abroad. But he didn't even give them a chance, which wasn't fair.
Now, do you have a problem with progress, or are you a sucker for regress?
I don't have no problem with progress. Progress is supposed to be good. Regress is supposed to be bad. So everyone should love progress.
But so you don't have a problem with progress, but you just have a problem with the fact that BTC is it's not being sold. I hear a lot of people saying it's sold to the foreigners. The majority is shares. So it's not sold, they just have the majority of shares. But you have a problem with the fact that they're foreigners who has the majority of shares.
I don't have a problem with the foreigners having the shares in them. I have a problem that the Bahamians wasn't given a fair chance to own the shares either. That's what I have a problem with.
But hold on now, Bahamians could purchase 49% of the shares.
The government owned the 49% of the shares, not Bahamians.
What you think should have been done?
I feel the Bahamians supposed to be given a chance to own the 51%. Simple fact, like Atlantis in Dubai, right? Saul Clayson couldn't go there and own 51%. He could only own half. So if they could have them restrictions over there, we could do likewise.
Well, they're saying that cable and wireless is the best thing for the advancement of the telecommunications services here in the Bahamas. The minister, the Prime Minister, he laid out a whole, but this is like 100 pages. I can't even read this, of why we should sell the cable and wireless, why they're the perfect choice at this time. What concerns me though, is I'm wondering if it wasn't around election time, and if the opposition and the NDP and the other independent parties weren't rallying this up, would Bahamians still say, do not sell?
Like you say, he laid out a list of promises. But they was doing that for now 50 years, just a list of promises. They ever deliver half?
Now, I got a list of different stuff here. This was in the making for many years. I think, and We had promised in our manifesto in 1992 to facilitate private vendors to sell such equipments as single-line telephone sets, small key systems, telex machines. You know, from in 1992, now we voted for these governments and they produced an action agenda and a manifesto. Did we read this stuff? You know, because from in 1992, they had talked about the privatization of Batelco. I think when the PLP had come in power, they themselves was going to privatize Batelco. As some people said, they were going to sell it to themselves. Yeah. It was alleged that they were going to sell it to themselves.
What was the name of the group?
Was it Blue Water or Deep Water or something?
Blue Water.
And they were saying, now they said that company had no money, but they were behemoths. They were going to sell it to themselves, and over a period of certain years, then they were going to make payments.
I wouldn't have a problem with that either, man, because Salt Gleason had no money. They lent Salt Gleason the $475 million to start phase one.
That's our money. That's correct.
Our money.
That's our money. So I didn't bring any money.
They got to lend them some money.
So what you're saying is, if you and I and maybe another group of these intellects in here, we can get together and have the knowledge and the understanding of running a telecommunication company, we should be able to go to the bank. I know you got some property. I'm from Exuma. My daddy doesn't own a key. We got some collateral we could put up. And you're saying we should be able to get that loan to purchase BTC?
We should be able to get that without even using property.
How you mean?
Yeah, several years ago, they had this find a business, bring your idea, and they'll fund it. But they'll go down there. You bring the idea down there. You're just making it better. So they should have proved that easy with the experience. So you shouldn't have a problem getting the money to fund that. It's there, it's working. It's a money maker.
Let's really honestly and truly cut to the chase, right? Why do you think that it is being sold to cable and wireless? What's the main reason why you think that?
I think the government broke it. They selling that to build a power station for Bama.
Well, well, Mr. Ingram did say, you know, well, we all know, we know the GDP, we know we're in debt. It's evident that we are in debt. So, like Mr. Ingram says, we gotta evaluate the situation and we gotta sell something, right? BTC at that point in time, we think is the best thing to sell. Some behemoths, not all, some behemoths are afraid of change. Be afraid of moving forward. We just contented type of people.
I don't believe that. You better know Mr. Man has made decisions. He don't care what no one thinks. So that hindrance piece, man, that's only a bunch of jive.
No, but if the government didn't own 51% shares, they couldn't sell at the cable and wireless if the government didn't own it.
But the government do whatever they like in this country.
So, so is the governments as in the FNM and PLP governments, or is the government as just the FNM government, or just Hubert Ingram?
The government as in the FNM and PLP, because Perry and Hubert is best friends, and if anyone have common sense, they have luncheon, Perry and Hubert talking, laughing, you know. They stand for the same thing. Don't mind Perry sweeten up the deal, Hubert sweeten up the deal. You know, they talk about the Chinese. Perry bring him first, Hubert say he didn't want it, Hubert getting power, Hubert say he can sweeten up the deal, you know. Hubert make it better.
You're making the exact point I want to be said. So you're saying the PLP is crying now because they're in opposition, but if they were in power, you think they would have done the same thing?
I was just going to ask that.
It was them who started the fire.
Wow. They started the fire, the FNM turn up the heat, now they complaining.
Bang. Because they want blaze it just a bit higher.
Behaving people, you have to evaluate the situation and realize, see, we don't live by our motto, man. We don't live forward, upward, onward together. We need to start moving forward, upward, onward together. And if the leaders of these parties that we put to govern our Bahama land are not working for us, we need to fire them. We need to vote them out. Now some people say they vote for the individual. Yeah. I myself cannot support that because the chain is only as strong as the weakest link. And for example, Bamboo Town has been lost in the wilderness for many years under Tennyson Wells. You know why? Because he was an independent candidate. You even see when your MP, say for example, you're in a constituency and your MP is PLP and the FNM in power, ain't nothing happening for that constituency. So I think we need to evaluate the party and the head